Hiya, folks. I got a quick brain teaser for you. A teaser for the brain. When are you the most emotionally vulnerable? Now think about that for a second. When? When are you the most emotionally vulnerable? Is it in the morning? Is it in the middle of the day? Is it at night? Before you go to bed? I'll let you think on it for a second. You give up? Or maybe you answered, I don't know. You are the most emotionally vulnerable when you are hungry. When you are hungry, your body is telling you that you are lacking proteins, you are lacking vitamins, you are lacking all the things you need to think critically and properly. When you don't have these things in your system, you become suggestible to media, to other people's emotions, and you do not think clearly. Now, here's another one. When do you read the news? You read it in the morning? Read it when you get up? When you're waiting for your breakfast? Before breakfast? Before breakfast, you are allowing yourself to become emotionally vulnerable to media, and you are easily controlled that way because when you don't have the proteins and the vitamins in your system that you need because you don't have food, you are suggestible. You can be brainwashed. You can be controlled. You can be told to do things that are out of character for you. You can be susceptible to 5G rays that might be fucking with your emotions, and it won't happen to you when you have the proper amount of nutrients and nutrition in your system and you are able to think critically and you're strong. They get you when you're weak, when you don't have food in your system. Did you see one of the, I think it was the last video I posted about being when I was depressed and alienated? I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything to eat. And that's how it goes. People can control you when they control what you get to eat, when you get to eat. That's classic brainwashing right there. That's exactly how it works. So if you are watching the news at a time when you're hungry, you are going to be emotionally manipulated by what you read. You're going to be emotionally manipulated by other people's opinions. You're going to get into arguments. You're going to get into fights. And nothing's going to be solved. You will enter a cycle where you will make your life progressively worse day by day because you will be emotionally vulnerable to what people say. You will carry that over the course of the day. You will set the tone for your entire day, and that's it. It will snowball for a week, a month, and then you start, everything becomes about vengeance. It's, oh, these people got away with this, and I know it, so I get to get away with this. And it's just, it'll never, ever, ever, ever end. Think about the people around you who are emotionally distressed. Are they like me? Are they skinny? They're skinny people, right? Yeah, because you have less food in your system most of the time. You don't get food, or you don't process food the same way as other people, and you're skinny, so your levels can dip easily, and you can be susceptible and vulnerable. And that's as easy as it is. Think about fat people. How about Michael Moore? Michael Moore is able to make salient points about the most idiotic shit because he's fed. He's well fed. He's fat. He's obviously getting the nutrients required to make the points clearly that he wants to make in the form of all the movies that he's made. And if you're skinny and hysterical because you're not getting enough to eat, then you are emotionally vulnerable. You can visibly be called out and controlled and abused, used by other people for whatever their purposes might be. And it's as simple as that. Try it. Try waiting to read any news or watch any news or any of that shit. Wait until you have had a nutritious meal and you feel satisfied and you're not hungry, and then read that news. Then read those opinions. And you'll notice in the course of a day or less, you'll notice that it's all about manipulating you. It's all about getting at your emotions and controlling you by your emotions, because when you're emotional, you don't think rationally. You don't think clearly. And it's every dictatorship, they control the food that people get to eat, because you control the proteins, you control what people get to eat, and you control how they think. You control their attitudes. You control how easy it is to make them work for you. It's as simple as that. And I'm saying that if you are getting up in the morning and exposing yourself to news and all that media and manipulative nonsense, then you are doing damage to yourself. And I know this because I hit levels on occasion of hunger where I realize that people's attitudes change a certain way. They see it in you. They see that you're starving, and they see that you might be made to do something for them, for food, to survive, because you have to eat food to survive, and you can control how well you live by what you eat. And it's really, look at how often diet is controlled. And if you are hungry, you can be emotionally manipulated, and you need to be careful of that. This is how every fast food chain in history has ever gotten your money. Is they know what you think you want, and they know how to make you think you're satisfied even though you're not. But a combination of just enough nutrients to make you believe what they want you to believe, and you're a repeat customer. And it's as simple as that. I'm telling you, as someone who struggles with depression, anxiety, whatever you want to name, and I always forget that a lot of the time it's because I'm not getting enough to eat. I'm not eating the proper things, whether it's because I don't have the money to buy it, or I just am ignoring the fact that I'm hungry for whatever reason. It's reality. And it's something that if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to feel better about your life, you need to be conscious of. You need to know when you can be emotionally manipulated. And that's all it is. And I hope this helps. But a lot of the time when you just can't get it together as far as an argument, or you just keep butting heads with people, a lot of the times it's because you haven't been eating what you need to eat. You're not eating right. It's honest to God, it's as simple as that. Try it. Try it and see. Wait to read the news until you're satiated, until you've had enough to eat. And you'll see. You'll see how once you can think critically, once you have the proper chemicals in your brain to make it work without locking up because you haven't gotten enough good fats, because there are good fats. You don't cut all of the fat out of your system, but good protein is just about number one, and vitamins. And before you know it, you can see the strings. You can see where other people are really losing it. And it's as simple as that. But I hope this helps. If you want, you can go back and watch my depression video, and you can see the difference. You can see what I'm talking about. But it comes down to what you put in your body.